And hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's session of RNG Presents The Dark Veil.
The Dark Veil.
The Dark Veil. Oh, hey. I like our new on-screen template. We got the names under our...
Yeah,
Or rather in
I
our
just
video.
added the names there.
I love it. Just noticed it. Let's give a round of claps for the Dungeon Master.
Wow.
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 And Mike with the literal round claps.
Our sponsor for tonight is...
Picnics.
Picnics.
It's the lunch
Have
you can
them
have
while you-
outside.
Yep, and have them while you can, because eventually winter comes and it's a cold, cold hell.
Oh, you know what? That's a lot lighter than where I was anticipating that to go. Go ahead while you last, because we
We're all
won't
gonna
last forever.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Can't picnic when you're dead.
Well, I mean, every meal that happens after death is technically a picnic, I guess.
Sure.
Anyways.
Because you're eating it outside.
Because you're outside 6 feet under, man.
Well, that
Or your
depends on
ashes.
the status of your body, your
Yeah.
remains.
Welcome to our Dungeons and Dragons Twitch. I was going to say podcast, but it's only podcast if you listen after the fact. Anyways.
This is a live action role play.
This is all in character.
Yeah.
And I forgot we graffitied the map of Polaris.
Of what?
Eleanor. Primaris.
You don't we us, man.
Anyways, my brain's mush. Hey everyone.
All right.
With that out of the way...
Let me set the tone for the evening. Oh boy.
When we last left off, our group of adventurers, having been traveling through the southern wilds of Primaris, encountering all manner of trials and tribulations, such as crossing rivers, encountering bears more dire than others, and cloaked figures which attempted to drain your vitality from you, as well as a large spectral shadow creature from the great beyond known as the Nightwalker, and encountering a group of assassins sent by Projekt to kill ya. You you partook in the curating sale finally, as you headed northward towards Fort Varus, and having defeated this little assassin group, you managed to keep one alive and unconscious, as all of you in the middle of this road northward are suddenly left wounded in the middle of this battlefield with this a number of corpses, the remains, and then this what would assume to be a decoy cart of some kind left in the center. And that is where we pick up tonight's episode of RNG Presents The Dark Veil.
The dark veil.
Woo. I gotta clean my neckline up. Look at that.
Look at that. I had one thing that I wrote down to make sure I wouldn't forget to do it.
Did you forget to do
No, I wrote it down.
it? Okay. Got it.
I'm gonna kind of the prisoner is unconscious.
Correct. You have before you a Spider 3 Kreen wearing leathers, short swords, a crossbow, unconscious before you, at your feet.
Okay.
You are surrounded by your allies within this fairly open path, this road with the corpses of many of these slain 3 Kreen assassins around you.
Okay. So what I want to do first is check to see if there's anything else hiding out in the immediate vicinity.
Okay. How would you like to do that? Are you taking the time to look around, or are you just making a quick glance around?
I'll do a walk around the perimeter.
Make an investigation check.
All right. Well, that is but. Can I give myself guidance?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna give myself guidance.
Four. What did you
2
roll?
plus 1 plus 1.
Oh my god.
Jesus help me.
Okay.
Yeah, I go for perception checks, not investigation checks.
So you're still a little kind of in fight or flight mode at the moment, and so you're not being as careful as you want to be. You're just kind of taking a look around, like pacing around and just inspecting and surveying the battlefield, although many details are lost as to what seems to be around your immediate area, besides what you can visually perceive. And so you return back to the body of, or rather the unconscious body of the 3 Kreen that you have with you. Yes, Eric.
So I know that the group that Kretchik sent down to Umbral before us, and then us also, she gave objects that would let her scry on them, essentially. And so I want to look these people over with a detect magic to see if they have something that she might be using to monitor the situation.
All right. And so you activate your detect magic. There are no... just from immediately looking at them, there are no necklaces. In fact, there really aren't any kind of like magical pings on them per se, besides, you know, any kind of magical conduits from the mages themselves. They appear to be pretty bare bones in terms of magic. And go ahead and make an investigation check for me. I'll say with advantage.
I'll take that advantage. Thank you very much. 18.
Looking them over with your detect magic, checking for any kind of magic, any kind of symbols, they're completely clean. nothing that you could ever trace back to Kretchik or anything besides what that one person said to you through the illusion. There is nothing on them. It appears as though they didn't want anything to trace back to her. No information to give you any kind of indicator as to what kind of group she's affiliated with or where she's going or anything like that.
Well, the good news is she probably doesn't know that they weren't successful and won't until they were supposed to report back to her, I guess.
Well, fortunate for us, that's the thing about witches. They show their ugly side always. We'll see her again.
Perhaps we can get the rendezvous point out of this one. Use that to our advantage. Eric, if you're checking for magic, can you check this bag of quill over here?
Check.
One for me, one for everyone else. One for me, another for...
Now you're talking about the bag of quill that was kind of opened and splayed out next to the cart, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make an investigation check, Eric.
All right. 13.
You bend down and take a look, and you can see that there is probably a good... I mean, just for some scanning, it's probably a good 3,000 quill just laid out on the ground here.
Oh. Well, I'm going to spend a little time sort of piling, scooping it back in and put that back in a bag if I can.
Okay.
The detect magic didn't ping anything?
But nothing from that?
Nope.
Okay.
Two for me, one for everyone else. Two
What
for me.
What a dumb trap. I'll leave real money here.
To check for physical traps. Rope snare.
No.
No.
You're gonna go to the prison and be like, "Psh, where is she?"
Yeah. Just start smacking him. He'll never tell us. Oh, we're gonna waterboard him.
Let's commit war crimes on them.
Well,
Mhm.
in this world, not a war crime.
Yeah.
These are
there's no
just
such
regular
thing as
crimes.
A Geneva Convention.
Yeah.
Tell that to the folks in Geneva right now.
I'm gonna Indian. What is that? The where they just tap on the chest. There's a name for it. It's like Indian poking. I can't remember. I don't know.
I have no idea
a-
what you're talking about.
It's a torture check. Like you just sit on their, you hold their arms down, and you just tap them in the chest, and it hurts.
When I was in high school, I was wrestling with a couple of buddies of mine, and one of them held me down, and the other just headbutted me in the sternum like 4 times, and it really hurt for a long time after that. Like months and months. I had a sore chest.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, it wasn't cool. And it wasn't until I was like, guys, this actually really hurts really bad. They were like, oh, shoot. Our bad. We were just playing around. It's like, yeah, well, my sternum pops if I stretch wrong. So,
Oof.
yeah. Anyway,
Thanks, Derek. That's not really his real name. It's
how do
just-
you know?
Maybe it is. Who knows? I don't know.
Derek is the fly that eats the vomit.
That's right.
Mm.
He seems like a person that would headbutt someone in the sternum.
All right, so what's the deal, guys?
Well,
I'm going to take 11 minutes to ritual cast Commune with Nature.
Okay.
And I want to know if there are any prevalent peoples within 3 miles of me.
Let me go ahead and pull up the spell here quick. 'Cause I think you get 3 questions, don't you?
Up to 3. I don't...
no, you have
If
to use all three.
there's terrain and bodies of water, I'll take information on that. And any buildings. But primarily, I want to check for if there's like groups of people around.
Gotcha. Is anybody else doing anything while he's doing that?
It's going to take long enough that we definitely want to be ready if this guy wakes up before Dane's done.
We should probably tie him up.
At least disarm him.
Yeah. Take any weapons we can off of him. I'd web him up, but he's a spider. He don't care about no web.
I think we break all of his arms.
Man,
Why break
again with
when
the war crimes?
why break his arms when I have an axe?
Just cut him off.
Just kidding. It's very out of character.
Years and years ago, when Mac was first playing D&D with us, he was playing a lawful good dwarf cleric, and we were trying to get information out of somebody, and he was like, "I'm going to take my hammer and break their kneecaps." We were like, "Bro, that's just straight up torture." And he's like, "No, I can heal him after. It's fine." That's worse.
I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I knew what I was doing, but didn't know how to Dungeons and Dragons properly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, I think you did it exactly right.
I mean, some could arguably say I still don't know what's happening.
So we're just going to kind of stand guard over the guy while Dane is performing his ritual.
I'll take time to disarm him.
And I'll take some time to rope up his arms.
All right.
I think I also have chains, so I'll also use chains.
I'm going to use the Chains of Oblivion.
Great.
I can use my fire chains on him, but I don't want to kill him.
He's like, "You're doing me a favor."
This is what I wanted.
Burn me alive, idiot.
All right. And so while you guys are taking care of that, Dane, as far as prevalent peoples within your
3 miles.
within your 3 miles, no particular groups of peoples within this area.
Okay.
Though you can tell that from the spell that there are people along the path still,
Okay.
either traveling ahead or behind you, but no bigger than groups of 5.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Mhm.
Well, there's other folks on the road, but no way of knowing if it's Projekt or not. I am interested, and I want to. The knights had great swords.
That's correct.
Are they like stylized, evil-looking great swords, or are they just great swords?
As far as the make of them, you can easily tell that they are like 3 Kreen-esque.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is that they appear to be like similarly like insectoid like theme. They appear to have like different kinds of like connecting plates and look a little bit like pointier and a very like chitinous in their appearance, but nothing that would indicate any kind of like malevolence, like the evil greatsword that he was carrying, anything like that.
Sure. It's not like this was built by Sauron or whatever.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, okay. So I'll pick one up. I'll take a sheath off of one of the knights. Swing it around a couple times. I think this will do for now. I will take that greatsword.
Sure. You swing it around very clumsily, because I don't think you're proficient with great swords.
You are absolutely right.
Oh, hey. Careful with that thing. I'd like to do the same thing, but less clumsily with any wands that the spellcasters had, or whatever spellcasting focus they may have been using.
Gotcha. And very, very quickly you find that what they were using was staves or staves.
Okay. Which, I've already done detect magic. I'm not expecting anything from them. I just want to take them so they don't have them anymore.
Gotcha. And very quickly as you take it, you can see that the staves themselves, they just as before, they have very, very different looking appearances as to just like a regular quarterstaff, right? They appear to be kind of semi-spiked at the tips and be coated in some kind of poison, is what you can immediately see.
Oh.
And so, if you add this to your inventory, you can add it as a custom item, and you can just put spider quarterstaff, and using it as a melee weapon just does an additional 1d6 of poison.
Okay. There we go. Now, while I fight with my inability to navigate D&D Beyond, please continue.
Okay. All right. Did you have anything else, Dane?
Let's load our new friend in the carriage. Get back on the road.
Just drag him behind.
Dum, 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 dum.
Hey, wake up. We got questions.
All right. Eventually, all of you return back to the cart. With, I think, Pickles still Are you still doing that thing where you have the cart in front of the other cart in front of you, and Pickles is
I
pulling
think through
that
the
one?
end of this day. Yeah.
Gotcha. just get the map out here. All right, perfect. All right. Without issue, all of you return to the cart. Or the carts. Dane and Kwanseng, are you still taking up the front with Pickles?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yep.
And so as you depart, leaving the scene, you begin to venture forward into the night without any other interruptions. An hour passes and it is now 4 a.m. Traveling without issue. Go ahead and Kwanseng and Dane make a perception check for me.
Okay. $18.
Okay.
Sorry. Just pulling it up.
You heathen.
16.
All right. Nothing out of the ordinary. The occasional rustling of bushes and the crossing of wolf packs across the road. Pickles gets a little scared. However, the presence of the two of you seems to be enough to kind of drive them away with, any kind of, yelling from the two of you. Seems to scare them off. The occasional, deer cross the road, and you even encounter what seems like a regular bear that crosses the road as well, with little cubs in tow. But nothing particularly threatening to you as you carry on your merry way, and eventually another hour passes as it comes to 5 a.m. And then it is at this point that the air becomes a little cooler than it had been before.
We may be coming up behind the Nightwalker again.
Don't like that.
And perhaps we should make camp here, or do we press on?
I don't know. I've really been thinking about taking up knitting, though. Because when it gets cold like this, I don't know if I can handle it. What did you want to do?
I might be able to teach you how to knit. I was wondering if we should stop and make camp.
You know how to knit.
I can make a great many things. I
Perhaps
don't know
we
if
should
I know how
stop
to knit.
Perhaps we should stop and make camp. I'd love to see your talents.
Who's actually the one that made my cardigans?
Jesus, Rondon.
Oh, sorry. Wait, Kwanseng, who's Jesus?
Good friend of mine.
Okay, enough said.
No more questions.
Carpenter, I hear.
Oh my fucking god.
You know him too, Dungeon Master?
It's so good.
Sorry, let me go back to the other cart.
He hops from the back of the cart to the other horses, from to where Alcaeus is, and crawls around the side of the cart and opens the door and goes inside.
Just lumberjack tricks I know.
One thing.
Yes.
I don't think that was Rondon.
Oh,
You see me on top of the cart, my head just turns all the way around.
And roll initiative. I'll stand up and I guess how far are we from the other cart? How far ahead are we?
I'd say there's maybe like a 5 to 10 foot gap.
Okay.
Not terribly
So I'll just
far.
turn around and say to Alcaeus, perhaps we should stop for the night. Or the day.
The darkerness.
the
He
darkness.
he makes a couple of noises to the horses and kind of pulls back on the reins, and you can see them kind of all come to a stop.
What kind of noises?
Just like, hey, hey, you know, like,
Okay. Like blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
Dolphin noises.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Cacao.
All right, Pickles, you're relieved.
You can see him beginning to like take off the harnessing, like just with his like teeth and moving around his hooves, and he does like the little hair flip thing, and
When he does, I cast Druidcraft to like make it all shimmery.
oh sure,
With, like flower petals and sparkles.
gotcha.
He loves it.
And he moseys his way back to the other cart.
Here I am moseying.
I'm really not sure I should have woken him up.
Pickles, quit slouching.
How does a donkey slouch?
Walk like a true monk. It's like, I hate you, Dad.
Yeah.
He just holds up a hoof. If you could understand what this means.
Yeah. Oh, and apple teeth.
Then he holds up the second one and goes, "Hey,
Oh,
it's me, pig."
dude. You know what would have been wild, Brandon? And I just thought of this.
What?
Like, if you would have made Pickles with like split personality disorder, and he just like was constantly a multitude of people, like that'd been way weird.
Like James McAvoy in Split.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking of. When Mac did that impersonation, I was like, oh no, that'd be
They're
awful.
just switching back and forth.
Right.
I'm spicy pickles.
I'd say we should probably pull off the road too. Not like hiding in the trees, but like off to the side.
Right.
We're not just like, oh, sorry, go around.
Gotcha. Easily enough, you pull off to the side, making room for any kind of wayward wagons or carts to be able to pass through, as yours takes up a lot of room.
Right.
Anything else for you guys?
So are you guys coming back to the main wagon? Or...
Yeah, I guess we don't have to set up camp because we have a house.
Right.
We drive a Winnebago.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. I'll go back. Any word from my friend here?
Yeah. Has he stirred at all?
He has not, no.
But he's faking.
I'm a little suspicious that that's exactly what he's doing. He's playing possum, waiting for his opportunity.
If you want, having any personal conversations.
Oh dear God, I've been releasing my deepest, darkest secrets next to him.
He knows my bank account number.
The one that I told Eric in conversation for some reason.
I've just been rattling it off for hours.
Granted, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I did it again.
Yeah.
Eric, did you know that my bank account number is...
What a coincidence.
Oh, I already told you. Hey, Presea, did you know my bank account number?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the kind of... What is it? I don't know if you guys have ever seen Spaceballs. But he's like... That's the kind of number that some idiot would put on his luggage. And then, like, 3 minutes later, like, the commander of the spaceship comes in and he's like, What? What a coincidence. That's the same combination that I have on my luggage. Super funny.
Whenever I think of Spaceballs, I always remember of the scene of like comb the desert, and it's just like a giant comb through a desert.
We ain't found shit. Such a good movie. Anyways,
I'm gonna go up to this spider creature and just give it a good like little smack on the face, like wake up. You ain't gonna get coffee unless you wake up.
Coffee. Yeah. No response. No response at all.
I'm gonna now use an unarmed strike. I'm just kidding.
Is he still alive?
Very obviously he is. Yes, there is some breathing.
Okay.
Punch him in the head.
Well, in the meantime, I have some stuff that I want to divvy out because I'm just carrying a bunch of things that really should be held by other people. Dane, I have these 3 seeds of darkness that I think you would have much more use for them than I would. And Mike, the player, doesn't remember where we got these, but it was fairly recently.
Bodex. It was like the Bodex hearts.
Yes, that's right.
I'm more of a craftsman than an enchanter, but perhaps I can work something up. Thank you.
Yeah. And then I still am worried that this gold that we found at the ambush site is going to turn out to not be real quill or something, but as it is right now, with Presea, that's 600 quill each. So we can sure divvy that up.
I will take each individual piece and bite it.
And you find the poisoned one.
Roll 600 investigation checks.
13? 7? 5? 3?
All terrible.
No, but if you are wanting to check it thoroughly, you can make either a perception or investigation check if you'd like.
I will happily make a perception check.
All right.
Can I? Is this a short enough check that I can give myself guidance on it?
Yes.
Okay. Butts. 16.
With a 16, you carefully look into it, or look at it rather. Just as you suspected, this is not actually real quill. And it's not disguised magically. It's just painted metals.
It's just regular gold. Ugh.
This has no monetary value.
Well, so much for that.
Perhaps we should hold on to it in case we can come back around against Kretchik one of these days. I don't know how. I would just really like to see her face when she receives 3,000 fake quill. And as I'm saying, I want to kind of glance over and see if our prisoner appears to be like responding or listening at all. If he's faking it.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay.
Did we do a detect magic on this dude?
I assumed that he was included when I did my detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
26.
Good thing in them, Mackenzie.
You said 26?
Yeah.
26.
From what you can tell, there's no responsiveness. They do appear to be sleeping, and very, very deeply in that.
Okay.
I also realize we can't quite threaten this dude's life because he quite literally killed himself.
Right.
Yeah, right. We don't have any actual leverage over him.
He's a man that is rather unhinged. Willing to go take whatever precaution they can. If only we had something to really draw out the truth. Can we? Oh, this is a very meta. You know, this is. I'll do it in Rondon. Hey Dan, you remember that dream thing that you did that I tried to do with Kretchik but didn't quite work out? You think we could do that with someone else, but with this guy?
I am sure we could. I don't have that much magical energy right now unless I have not enough charges. Dang it.
Your chakra's low.
My chakras are low. I don't know what that means. It's monk things, I guess.
Did you say his chocolate's low? I got plenty of hot chocolate.
Make us some hot chocolate rundown.
Okay, I want it.
I can cast that dream spell again, but not until I've rested for 8 hours. And who knows if this will be asleep at that time. In a few levels I can cast it at will, but
Levels?
Just go up on the roof. Maybe that'll help.
Do you have to be closer to God or something, or the DM?
Something like that. Aye. You'll know when we get there.
You know, the DM, the deity manager.
The manager.
I do remember working at the old job we used to work at together. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on stream. Whenever someone would talk about oh yeah, the DM's coming through, I would be like, the what? District manager. Okay.
I thought I had a roll for initiative or something.
Right. I think that I don't know, perhaps I'm just naive, but I find it hard to believe that he's intentionally evil, that he's got bad intentions. He's fighting for a cause. He believes in Kretchik. If we can convince him otherwise, he may cooperate. But it means we can't hurt him anymore.
I mean, that should be easy enough, Eric.
Muckweed.
We all know that you're the bad boy of this group.
Put my wand back into my robe.
Sharpening your executioner's axe.
If nothing else, after we've rested, I can try the dream spell again.
If they're still asleep. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna go head upstairs and rest this one out. Maybe see what Pickles is up to if he's up there.
Shenanigans as usual, I presume.
I normally would have volunteered to take the first watch, but the sooner I get some sleep, the sooner we can try this spell.
I'll keep an eye on him for a couple hours, and someone can spell me later.
I'll finish out the night. It's been months since the sun's gone down, and I don't know what to call this.
Has it really been months? Wow.
It was a few weeks before my birthday, towards the end of Draconis.
Has been months now. No cat. On God.
About 2 months.
I peek my head down from the trap door. Like, we call it the depression because it's really bringing me down.
Get it?
Because it's depressing me. I'm going to go to sleep now.
All right, so you curl up and cry yourself to sleep. Oh, Jesus.
Pickles is just like, this guy.
I need you to RP the whole thing, man.
Just me alone?
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
Until you fall asleep. Until Mac actually falls asleep crying.
God, that's sad as fuck.
That's me. Just kidding. I don't cry myself to sleep.
What's Presea doing?
She has her bow in hand. Not necessarily with an arrow knocked, but she doesn't appear to be comfortable with this person in the cart, even as they are right now, which is mostly incapacitated and restrained. Doesn't appear to be. She doesn't appear to have her guard down in the least bit.
Presea, you can get some rest for a little bit. I'll keep an eye on him. You come back and check in a couple hours after you've rested a little bit.
I don't know. I just don't trust it.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't take me up on it, but I wanted to at least make the offer. I feel the same way. I'm not I don't feel like one set of eyes on him right now is probably a good idea. So let's wait together. Is that all right?
Very well. All right. Anybody else?
I good.
You good?
Dude.
I'm going to take my rest so I can get that spell slot back.
Okay. So then, with that in mind, the next hour passes and the dark veil once again descends as the cart has pulled off to the side. You all wait. Are you guys taking the entire 12-hour period to rest then?
I only need 8. But, I mean, we won't travel in darkness, but...
Sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then, 8 hours pass, and it is now, what would normally be 1 p.m. So 1 in the afternoon.
Okay.
1 in the afternoon.
So we can mark off a long rest.
That is correct. Yes, nothing seems to perturb you, rest you from your slumber, anything like that. And Eric, even as you kind of, keep watch for the most part, you tend to kind of like nod off a little bit. And Presea, being an elf, doesn't need a rest like the rest of you, and she sits there in a meditative trance and just keeps an eye on them. No discernible movements, no alerts that she gives you all, but eventually your long rest does come to an end.
I'm laying there with my head on Presea's leg when people walk in. I'm like, keeping watch. He's been quiet all night. Day or whatever.
You kind of have to clean the dribble from your mouth a little bit.
Just toss like a handkerchief to Eric, like you missed a spot. You dribbled down.
Oh yeah, thanks, Rondon.
Oh wait, not that. Don't use that one. Oh, man. I was using it to blow my nose earlier. I'm so sorry.
Thought it smelled funny.
I mean, the nose is a smelly place. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. I felt like that good joke was underappreciated.
Son of a gun. You son of a gun. I'm sorry, I'm making sure I get all my spells prepared. I haven't swapped out my spells out for like 3 long rests because they happen like, all right, we went to break and did a long rest, and then we're on the road again. Like, crap.
Yeah.
It'd be like a somewhat cool idea. But maybe this is just coming from someone who hasn't yet to play as a spellcaster. But have like note cards with lists of spells that determine how much you want to, or like how you want to play. Like a healer kind of like route, a healer fighter, etc., etc. That's just Mac. I have yet to play spellcaster and understand how many spells that exist.
Brandon's been saying that I should make decks because there are cards you can get with like the druid spells on them.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have like prepared stacks, like, these are the spells I want for today, But I have never done that.
That's fair. Sounds like a daunting task.
Well,
but a
even just
helpful one.
like making like a note, you know,
Right.
like oh, these are the ones that I want for today, and just label the note like, you know, explorer's deck or fighting
Right.
deck.
I also like, given like what I anticipate for the day, it changes. Like sometimes, you know, it's like a mixture of things. Sometimes I want more exploration. I see we're coming up on a wide river, so I made sure to put my river crossing stuff in. But I also know I need to potentially be ready for a fight. So like, what do I do? You know,
Water fight deck. Come on.
water fight deck.
Believe in the heart of the kites.
In the heart of the cards. I'm prepared to meet with nature. Sorry, you guys can do stuff while I'm doing this. I'm sorry.
No, we're gonna wait here in complete silence, wait for you.
Don't do that.
Put the pressure on.
So
I
eventually you all rest from your slumber, stretching your limbs and taking a look about the cabin. Alcaeus has, of course, joined you on the inside, either the upper tier or the lower tier, whichever. We'll say the upper tier. And given this, begin to hear just some mutterings from the upper floor, as that is where Pickles has taken to reside.
I'm just gonna, because I came from the top tier, but I'm gonna go back to the hatch and just knocking like, Pickles, you hungry? Do you want some pancakes?
Pancakes.
Yeah, but the only stipulation is you have to come downstairs and eat with the rest of us like a family.
All right. The trapdoor closes, and you can hear like a mixture of comical like Acme like sound effects like.
I'm like, hold on, I'm knocking in. Hey, Pickles, one more question. Is it weird if I ask you, do you want sliced pickles in your pancakes, or is that just a little bit too on the nose?
He gives you like that, oh you kind of look.
But for real,
That doesn't answer the question.
He says,
Shut up,
just put them
Rondon.
on the side.
Okay, that makes more sense. Anyways, so I just hop outside, toss out my kitchen, and get to work just making some pancakes.
Okay.
Nothing special, just regular old pancakes.
Perhaps while he's making breakfast, we can speak to this one. They're still asleep, right?
Exactly.
Kwon-Seng? Eric?
Yeah.
Which one of you wants the honor?
Oh, Kwon-Seng, I think you would do much better at this than I would.
I've seen you talk to people, Eric. I think you do a great job.
I peek my head out the door. I think I should do it again. I think I could really.
Shut up, Rondon.
Okay, I close the door and get back to making pancakes.
Go ahead, Eric. Have fun with it.
Oh, this Rondon, did it hurt at all?
Well, last thing I remember. Well, hold on. I open up the door again. Like, what'd you say, Eric?
Okay, all right. Yeah, let's do it.
Right, remember. It'll put you in a trance. It'll put you in his dream. You can shape the dream however you like. You can conjure objects, landscapes, other images. Perhaps you can even conjure images of us. Kretchik. It'll recall the dream perfectly when he awakes. But if you intimidate him, if you try to scare him, you'll only have 10 words before he wakes up.
Okay.
Or no. Sorry. You only have 10 words before it boots you from the dream. But then he'll be in a nightmare that lasts until he wakes up. And he won't gain any long rest benefits,
Okay.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay. Don't let Quan Sing mess with me while I'm in a trance.
I can't guarantee anything. I'll be in the trance with you.
Oh.
I peeked my head outside the door. Did anyone say about messing with Eric in a trance?
Yeah, don't do it. Rondon, don't do it.
I won't. I'm gonna go back to making pancakes real quick. Slam.
All right, so I'm going to sit down cross-legged and gesture for Eric to do the same in front of me.
I'll do that.
I'll kind of take the posture that I learned from Quan Sing. Apexis flora across my knees. And as I begin the process of casting the spell, there's like this blue glimmering sand that's like twirling down the Apexis flora.
Ooh, okay.
And it's kind of like suspended in like the spiraling that's progressing further down. And then at the end of the minute, it shoots into Eric's eyes, like the Sandman. Goes into the trance.
All right. And suddenly, Eric, you are as if you are pulled away from your own body and you can see it in front of you. You suddenly get this weightlessness as your body begins to float in this ethereal space around you. And suddenly this weightlessness becomes this incredible pull down towards the earth beneath you. And suddenly the ground shatters as you sink into it. And suddenly there is this inky blackness before you that you are suddenly thrust into and being pulled down. And you can see the world above you disappear through this kind of chasm that's been created that suddenly seals itself back up, like tiny little pieces of reality suddenly sealing themselves up, and you are left drifting into this endless sea of black. And as you are falling and falling and falling, the darkness peels away as you break another barrier. And you are suddenly within this beautiful iridescent landscape, this beautiful green, lush forest where everything has this kind of, like I said, an iridescent like filter, this pearlescent sky above you. And you can see different kinds of forms floating all around you, though as hard as you try to focus on them, they seem almost impossible to grasp their shape. You travel through this landscape, rushing past wood, and you can see this very far off view of this kind of iridescent kingdom made out of this glass-like material off in the distance. As you are rushing by, you can see almost like a barrier off in the distance where you can it is almost like a reddish hue with black, this kind of thorny cracked landscape before you as you cross the threshold. These rocky spires that seem to twist upward in this barren landscape with these thorns and craggy outcroppings before you. It seems almost too familiar to you. This reddish hue is malevolent and dark, and as you rush past this landscape, you come upon this almost like what would only be described as some kind of like gem or crystal that has this glow around it. And suddenly your body is thrust into it, and you can see this kind of flash before you as you come upon a new landscape before you. kind of like this dark underground where you can see the form of this 3-Kreen assassin walking through what would only be described as some kind of underground cave covered in web. And there you have your chance as you kind of regain your physical senses and you are put into this space.
Does he appear to be walking with purpose towards something?
From what you can see, it appears as though they are going about their daily life, kind of unaware of the happenings of you entering the dream itself.
Okay. I'm going to try and concentrate. Dane told me that I could shape this reality. I want to try and change the cave-like structure that he's in, have it fade away and be replaced with the scene of the battle that we just had where we captured him.
Okay.
But with the change being that all of us, myself excluded, are lying dead or dying in this landscape, and I'm going to place myself in there in kind of a cowering pose as if he has defeated me.
Okay, gotcha. Very quickly the landscape changes. And as it does, and you place yourself there cowering, you can see that the demeanor changes, and there is a slight grin that comes across his face. For this, go ahead and make a deception check for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 12. I have a +9 to deception. 12.
All right. Would you like a better roll?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna hesitate on that. Yeah.
All right. All right. Which one would you like?
Your right hand.
All right.
Yep.
You know what? I'm not going to read this one to you. I'll just hold on to this.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
is a very special card.
All right.
Uh-oh.
It's a kill shot.
That actually makes I dig that. Don't know
Right.
what's gonna happen. All right.
The anxiety is killing me.
True.
The anxiety
All right.
killing me.
So then that's a 29 to deception there, Eric.
Yes.
And as such, as you place yourself there cowering, you can see that they hold in their hands 2 short swords, and they kind of angle them toward you.
Like they're getting ready to land a killing blow.
Like they're observing you and just... You're unsure of what they're doing, but they're just observing you.
And I'm gonna hold my hands up and kind of, no, I can deliver more shards to Projekt. Let her know. I can I can give Kretchik another shard. I'm doing that kind of looking out the corner of my eye, but trying not to look at him thing.
Go ahead and make another deception check.
$16.
And where might she find another one of these shards?
If I tell you that, then you have no reason to keep me alive. Take me to Kretchik. I'll tell her.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Can't do math. 18.
I don't know. I wouldn't trust him. He said he couldn't do math right before that.
Yeah. What? Can't do math. It will be some time before we come across Kretchik again. Very well, come with me. And you can see that suddenly apparating from nowhere, these other three Kreen, the spider three Kreen, come and they grab you, place your arms behind your back, and suddenly you are reenacting this dream as if it were reality.
If we start traveling at all like they're taking me somewhere, then I want to try and reshape the landscape a little bit to just move us forward and see where we are going. But of course, I don't know where we're going, so I can't change it to the destination.
Right.
I just don't want to. I don't want to deal with the travel in real time in a dream that I have no idea how long I'm in here for.
It's their dream, but the messenger can shape it. Does it normally take the flow of what their dream would be?
You're asking if... I mean, yeah. I mean, it takes its course normally. I guess the spell itself lets you directly influence it, but other than that, it continues on as normal.
So I'm gonna hope that they wouldn't actually dream of a day of traveling.
Yeah, a whole day. And so, as you are taken...
Sucks.
Yeah. 36 years pass in the dream. No, I'm just kidding. That's some Naruto nonsense.
Yeah.
And what you can see is that about, I would say about a mile off of the ambush site, there is a carriage that they were traveling in. And they take you to it.
Do I have a feeling of what direction that was?
From the ambush site?
Yeah.
It would have been east from the ambush site.
Okay.
It would have been about a mile away. Like way off the road. And so, eventually, the cart begins to move. You can tell that one of the mages that are now alive in the stream suddenly begin to communicate through some magical means, and suddenly the cart moves, almost like a warp in space. And you were taken out of the cart. And you can see that around you, the vision of a location is blurry. And this may mean that they don't currently know where Kretchik is, and they are just kind of creating a location where they would meet in their mind. But you're met face to face with what you would think Kretchik would look like, although the details of what she looks like are a little bit hazy. Kind of like just trying to manifest what she would look like as of right now in their dream.
So I'm going to ignore Kretchik and look at the assassin, the guy whose dream I'm in, and just point blank staring him in the face. Where are we right now?
You can see them looking around confused. And you can see that the surrounding landscape seems to change every couple seconds, as if he himself doesn't know where they are, as if they don't really know where Kretchik would be.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to shape the dream, but this may be outside the scope of what I'm able to do, but I'm still trying it, and you tell me. Kretchik says to him, I would like Kretchik to say to him, why did you come here? This isn't the way I told you to get in touch with me.
You're saying that Kretchik says this to him?
Yeah, I would like to shape the dream so that Kretchik says that.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a deception check for me.
Sure. There we go. 24.
Okay.
Yes. Grab my glasses. Can't read my dice.
They say, My apologies, but this one claims to know where more shards would be, and for that reason we have kept him alive. It was imperative that we brought him to you to bring you closer to your goal.
So I'm just going to say, as Eric, not making Kretschik or anybody say it. Your goal. Tell me more about that.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yeah. Perfectly fair and actually a little generous of you.
Yeah.
13, not horrible.
You can see that Dream Kretschik just snickers and says, "And why would we tell you anything about this, little one?"
Don't you have that feeling of satisfaction that you are so close to achieving your goal that you just want, you know, I can't do anything to stop you. You want me to know. Just to rub my face in it.
Do a monologue. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dr. Evil this shit.
Like,
Dr. Evil this shit.
That's the name of the episode now.
I'm starting to feel like I'm not going to get any more information out of her. Okay, so I'm gonna change the landscape a little bit and make Kretschik larger and a little more monstrous, and have her threatening the assassin. Your assignment was to kill them all, not bring me them and waste my time. You're not worth my employ. And just becoming bigger and looming over him and more threatening.
okay. So then at this point, there's a wisdom save involved. Is that right, Tyler?
It does also mention if you have a body part, lock of hair, clipping of nail, or similar portion of the target's body, the target makes a saving throw with disadvantage. We have the target.
Yeah, we can't have much more of his body.
Right. Does that...
Yeah, that's fine. So let's see. Wisdom saving throw. That's a 4 with disadvantage.
That's a failure.
So then at this point, as Kretschik grows larger and larger, more monstrous and more grotesque, you can see that the eyes of the assassin grow wider and wider as they begin to cower, as the landscape around you becomes darker and darker and more red, and you can see that the space around you, the almost like the fabric of reality begins to crack, and this kind of like reddish glow begins to kind of seep through from its cracks, almost like molten rock almost. And you can see that the last thing that you can really see is their horrified expression as there are 10 words left that you can say. Was that the thing?
10 words.
So I get 10 more words.
Yes.
Okay. I'll say to him in my most earnest voice, we are the only thing standing between you and Kretchik's destruction. I wasn't counting words. I don't know how many that was.
That's fine.
But you went way over now.
My name is Eric Mugweed, and I approve this message. No.
That's 10 words exactly.
And and as such, the dream begins to break apart, and you can feel the rumblings in the space around you as suddenly you are shunted out from the dream, and you awaken in some kind of almost like exasperated gasp as you breathe in air suddenly.
That pulled Dane out of it as well.
Yes.
I'm not in the trance the whole time, just you.
Right, but you were in a trance the whole time, right?
No,
Oh,
just you.
oh, you were just funning me.
I will.
Okay.
And Eric wakes up to find a charcoal mustache drawn on him, but not until he looks into a mirror or something, you know.
Mike, could you roll 3d6,
Ooh,
Mr. Messenger?
sure. That's 12 total.
So when the target wakes up, they take 12 psychic damage.
Oh, man.
Okay, then.
This was, Wait, are you talking about me or him?
The dreamer,
Oh, okay.
not the messenger. No, not you. The target.
Man, nobody told me about this.
Right. Oh, you made him scared, didn't you? Yeah, that hurts your brain.
It didn't affect me much that last time. I'm a hardy
Because
fella.
your brain doesn't work.
What?
So I'm pulling the little grains of sand out of my eyes here. So actually, Brandon, the brief glimpse that I saw of kind of a barren landscape with craggy points, thorny points coming up, was that reminiscent of something I've seen in a scrying spell previously?
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't think I really got a whole lot of information out of that. I know where their cart probably is, although we've left it behind. It was about a mile away.
We can have 3 cots.
Yeah. I don't. It wasn't anything special. It was just a. I mean, it's better than the one that Pickles has been pulling for us, I guess. But
We should really turn back around and get that cart. No reason at all.
But he doesn't seem to know where Kretchik is, and I couldn't figure out a good way to get him to talk about what Kretchik's end goal is. But I do believe that he and maybe Kretchik too are somehow connected to Finnan. I had a glimpse of the land where I saw Finnan when I used my scrying spell on him. That was completely unexpected. Hey, are you gonna finish that? Can I get a little?
I'm just like, dang, we finished breakfast like hours ago. Where'd you get this?
Or not still eating pancakes?
What are you eating?
I thought I was eating pancakes.
No, you guys have only
Wow.
been up for like
Yeah.
20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Fine.
We got up and I went into a dream.
Yeah.
Right.
You still have a mustache.
I mean, I don't even know that yet, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I give him that. I don't know, the third of a stack of 3 pancakes.
So like a mugweed size, portion.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks, Dane. That really kind of takes it out of you. Work up a hunger in there. I don't know what else to do with this guy, honestly.
Well,
According to our map, there's a river coming up.
we're not tossing him in the river.
I never said such a thing, Dane. I can't believe you would imply such a horrible thing. But now that you mentioned something like that, I mean,
we
he
should
could.
toss him in the river.
Good idea,
a
Dane.
Great idea.
Or we could just pull Moses and put them in a basket and float them down the river. Have I ever told you about the story of my friend Moses?
I don't think you have.
Ugly fella. His parents never loved him. Threw him down a river in the basket. Never saw him again. Quite sad.
How
was a
old was he?
20, Dane. That's the horrible part. He was a full-grown adult.
Quite disturbing rundown.
I know. And I can't believe I just watched the whole thing.
You just stood there.
I mean, I didn't want to get involved with someone else's family drama.
Maybe you're not the folk hero we thought you were.
I saved you, didn't I?
I don't know if they balance each other out.
We all make mistakes. That, to be fair, I was also like 20 as well. Way before your time. I was young and dumb and full of stupidity.
We're not going to talk about this anymore. I don't like it.
Okay, fair enough.
Kind of glancing back at Rondon a few times. If we let him go, he's likely to go to our enemies. If we keep him as another mouth to feed, if we kill him, we killed a defenseless prisoner.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love the idea of letting him go, but I don't think he knows how to go back to Kretchik. And in his dream, the magic user, Rekreen, were the ones that took him to Kretchik. I think maybe he was just a hired sword.
All right, let's go back and get their buddies. You still got that resurrection stone, right?
Wait, really?
No, not really.
Okay. Like, I don't think that we want to use a stone on them.
No, it's... If he won't cooperate when he wakes, then...
Well, we could just leave him for the Nightwalker if all else fails.
That's as good as killing him. Which, on that train of thought, is it still cold?
It is still cold, yes.
Like, consistent cold to where it was when we stopped, or colder, or less cold?
Make a perception check.
That is a 28.
Consistent cold.
Okay. I don't think we've gotten any closer. Nor have we gotten any farther.
Also, to be fair, the man did try killing himself. So, I mean, I mean, there's really no good way to go about it. If we don't want to keep him, because that'll be another mouth to feed. We don't want to kill him, make her conscience all guilty. And to be fair, we already kind of killed his friends.
In combat.
You're not wrong. But if we happen to forget him at the next stop, I mean,
We took him into the trees away and left him there. Could we watch him and see where he goes when he does finally wake?
Now there's something.
now let's go back to killing him. See, this is what happens when I start hanging out with smart people. Smart ideas start coming out.
I could send a familiar after him. We'd only get about 4 hours of watching him, but
Can you summon a tick? Put a little tick on.
I can summon a spider.
How serendipitous.
But listen.
We can bug them. It's a new term that I just invented.
We could try. I assume he wouldn't just squash a spider.
Considering he is a spider.
Some sort of kinship there. It's like I wouldn't squash a gnome or something.
Well, I mean, I might think about it. I'm just kidding. I couldn't squash a gnome.
You are a gnome.
What? I'm just kidding. I knew I was a gnome, you goof.
But his parents aren't gnomes. I don't understand. As a sidebar to Eric, we can drop him in the woods. I can put a spider on him. And if he wakes in the next 4 hours, I want to check again to see if he's still really asleep.
Go ahead. Make an insight
Insight?
check. Yep.
24?
You said 24?
24.
There is a tinge of consciousness there.
I'll mind link with Eric. I don't know how much of the plan he's heard, but he's starting to wake.
Can we put him back to sleep?
For a minute.
That's not enough time.
I'm just standing there like, oh man, I wish I could mind link with somebody. Just kidding. I don't actually say that loud because
I wish I could have secret conversations in my brain.
making secret plans.
Is he like waking up or like in the first like, oh, what's going on, you know?
From that insight check, you can tell that there is some kind of like he's starting to wake up.
Okay, so I will summon my wild companion.
Okay.
Quick. tiny spider, just super natural looking, nothing weird about it, nothing dainty.
Sure.
And it just with the mental instruction, like kind of crawl on his clothing, stay close, just act natural, act like a spider. If it interacts with him, then do spider things. Like when it's like dancing in the mirror.
Yeah,
You know what
sure.
I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then I guess I want to wait to see what he's like when he wakes up. He might be cooperative.
All right.
As Kwanseng steps back in from the door,
There,
hoisting his
there,
pants.
airplane.
I'm just picturing you like tying your belt back up and like patting your belly, like.
Yeah, patting my belly. I don't like it.
All right. Anything else for you guys?
I think that does it.
Is he roped or is he chained?
Chained.
Yeah, I will just kind of sit back and wait. The Pexis Flora in my hand.
All right. And over the course of a couple of minutes that go by, eventually the eyes do start to open, and there is some recognition as they look at all of you, kind of surrounding him. Kind of struggles a little bit, notices that he is chained. And he just says, "You just couldn't let me die, could you?"
No, I suppose not. I had hoped that perhaps we could cooperate. What hold does Kretchik have on you?
Make a persuasion check.
20 total.
There is no hold. I simply believe in her ideals.
And what would those be?
Stays quiet.
I find it hard to believe that she doesn't have something over you. You were so afraid of capture that death was preferable to you. How could that be?
Make another persuasion check.
Uh, 19.
It is not her. Or rather, it It is not that I'm afraid of her, but the implications that come around being affiliated with her.
You know that her ideals, the things you support, would bring you retribution. Then why follow them?
Another persuasion check.
Eight total.
Oh.
Nailed it.
Stays quiet.
You're not afraid of Kretchik at all, are you? You're afraid of who Kretchik's working for.
Go ahead and make another persuasion check. This will come paired with another one if this is successful or not.
Okay. It's not. That's a 10.
Yeah, nothing.
Perhaps cooperation was too optimistic.
Yeah. I'll ask Finnan about it next time I see him. And I want to see if that got any kind of recognition from him whatsoever.
Also want to look to see if that got any recognition.
Okay. Both of you make insight checks.
Mother cusser, what? 2 in a row.
Oh God.
Wait, what'd you get?
3.
What plus what?
3 plus 0.
Oh, man.
Anything that's wisdom based.
Right.
I'm not your man.
Totally off topic, but I just saw the banner on D&D Beyond, so I remembered to do it finally. I just pre-ordered the 3 books that are coming up because they're on sale. So,
Yeah.
I'm excited. Anyway.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing really. No recognition. Nothing like that. A little too hard to read.
What do we do with him then? I haven't the heart to kill him.
Perhaps we'll cut out his tongue.
The old hag comes in.
Yeah. That would suck.
Well, we know what Rondon would do with him.
Am I there?
Singh,
You are.
what do
there,
you think?
Quanzing.
Okay. Why don't we ask him? What should we do with you? We obviously saved you from dying. You have a second chance at life. And seeing as you don't plan to cooperate, we definitely can't just have you running about. And then I'm gonna kind of crouch down next to him and, just on like my tippy toes, like crouched. I'm gonna put my hands behind my back, just face to face with him, and I go, "You do realize this is a second chance, correct?"
I would rather face death than whatever judgment you may have in store for me.
You mistake us. We are nothing like the people you work for. We're not going to torture you or kill you. I'm asking, what do you think we should do with you?
Release me.
What will you do?
I will return to serving Projekt.
I turn to the group and I go, well, he's honest. Why? Why will you serve Projekt? We're giving you a chance to leave. Fake your death. We'll tell Projekt we killed you.
Make a persuasion check.
18.
He says, because running away won't solve anything. The problems we are facing must be addressed, and Projekt is the only one who follows that ideology.
What problems do your people have that are affecting you?
Another persuasion check.
Can I chime in?
Sure.
If you've not heard the tale, we went down to rescue the Baron from Uldren. When we got there, we made friends with him. We're not so heroic that we don't understand. You have a chance to make some allies. Perhaps bring people on your side. Tell us what your problems are.
My persuasion check is 24.
Okay, take that with advantage.
That's what I was hoping for.
Oh, sick. 16.
Taking the 16 then.
I'll take the lower of the two.
And tell me first, who do you serve?
Make a persuasion check.
Well, I guess I've never really thought of that.
If I could say something. Sorry, I don't know why I went all like Louisiana. If I
Hey,
could
I'm
say
Ron Down
something.
Timbers.
I'm Ron Don Timbers. If I could chime in, honestly, thinking about it, I think we serve Primaris. For the most part, we just want to get these lights back on, but y'all seem to want our crystals so bad. But we need those crystals to get Primaris back.
I think Rondon's onto something. I think we serve people who don't have anything left. I think we serve those who don't have enough food in their bellies. And mostly, I think we would be willing to serve your people if the things that are going on against you are unrighteous or cause you much struggle. Listen, I don't have a master like Kretchik. But my master is definitely the love of those who need our help. And friendship.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage there.
Thankful for advantage. 20.
Okay.
Not natural.
And so you do not serve King Teramis.
Who?
Our Lord, man.
Kwansing, you wouldn't necessarily know. Dane, Eric, and Rondon. King Teramis is the monarch, the ruler of Primaris.
Yeah, so as soon as he says this, I kind of look back to them and I'm like, I assume this is somebody you know?
Well, I guess. I mean, yes, this is someone we know, but no, not we. We're not serving the king. The primaries I was talking about is more of an abstract kind of idea of, we're just serving the world that we live in, not so much the kingdom, but
I mean, we serve Teramis as much as any citizen does who pays their taxes, but I mean, if you knew who I was or what I carried, I'd be dead, so.
that's
No,
true.
We're not in league with the crown. We're in league with life.
And death.
I turn back to him and I go, I'm not from around here. So
Yeah, he's a foreigner from a different land.
Teramis, more like Harry Mess.
Pickles comes in with a plate of pancakes, just like holding it with his hooves and just like eating directly from the plate. And he says, "Yeah, we're not involved with all that mumbo jumbo."
Make sure you clean up after yourself, Pickles.
Also, Pickles.
He does that like
please,
with his tongue.
please use your fork. You're not a wild animal.
And he just leaves the room.
I meant that, Pickles. Man,
We're
what are
also
we raising a barnyard around here? Jeez, Louise.
Well, it was kind of all we had, so.
I gave.
Anyways, we're still trying to teach the donkey manners. I'm sure you heard it laugh. We don't know anything about it right now.
He's just brain dead from that whole interaction.
Just
Drool.
Foaming at the mouth, like
Right.
Poor
too much for him.
Spider legs
handle.
curled up.
So, anyways, if it's bad enough, and we can help. So far, it's what we've done.
make another persuasion check.
17?
You guys are killing it. Well, Kwansing, you're killing it.
Dude, these I'm proficient. I try to not you be the only one to talk, so sorry. Just because I'm good at persuasive.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up.
I often feel like I'm the only one talking, so I'm happy when other people are taking the reins and doing their thing.
I'm only good at persuasion though, like intimidation, all that stuff. Count me out.
This
Same.
is why I was trying to get you to go into the dream. You're the face, man.
He says, "The monarchy is flawed. For some time now, Projekt has been spreading her word, and those who have listened have followed, and while it is not a very popular opinion, we believe that King Teramis must be dethroned."
So you're talking about regicide. Regicide, that's the word.
Talk about Regis and Kelly.
My favorite talk show hosts.
And what would you replace him with? Kretchik?
The specifics of that I am not sure. But we know that one ruling monarch is not the answer.
One thing I've learned about people who want to overthrow people in power is that it's usually because they feel like they don't have enough power. So far, everything Kretchik has been doing makes me think that perhaps that is what she desires. That is not to say that the monarchy is not flawed. Once again, I know nothing about it, but I can't imagine that such a coup, or whatever you have planned, would have been something Kretchik would have done in the daylight. It's funny this move happens when magical darkness has taken over this land. I won't tell you what to believe. I simply want to give you a second chance.
That is almost precisely why Kretchik has made her move. The darkness has been upon us for a little over a month now, maybe 2. What aid has the crown given to those settlements not within the major cities?
Sometimes we ask, what aid have we been given? Instead of looking to aid others ourselves. We have to continue to pull together. Causing further strife and division will only continue to cause further strife and division. Once again, I do not make excuses for the crown. We do not know what help they can give.
You are definitely not from Primaris.
Got me. Well, help me understand. What aid did your people need?
Think of those settlements in southern Primaris who were not as fortunate to have magical aid.
They should have thought about that before they were settlements.
Yeah. Just stop paying par.
Right.
So I'm curious, because Projekt sat in a pretty nice castle that we went by when we first met her. Seemed pretty well off and pretty well put together. Has she promised you something that benefits your people? Because she herself seems to be doing quite all right.
She worked very hard to get her position at the top. Very much working toward the end of getting her hands on the shards. Those few that Onor had in hand, those few that King Teramis had not taken from Onor, she plans to use for something greater. She could not move until the time was right.
But was the time right? Because if I understand the order of events correctly, it seems we forced her hand a bit.
And that could have been the threat of the crown coming down upon her.
And let me ask as well, what aid has Projekt sent from her position at the top in Ono? One does not simply gain power and begin to do the things they weren't practicing when they had less.
That is a better question for her.
I'd be happy to speak with her if you know how to get us to her.
I would not. Unfortunately, the only ones who had contact with her were the other mages. Sadly, they have been killed.
I must remind you that you attacked us.
No cap.
No cap.
I want to work something out with you, I really do. I want you to be able to leave here and us not have to worry about fighting you again. I want this all to go away for your people. I want you to have help. I really do. But currently, I just cannot imagine that it's a great idea to overthrow the monarchy in the middle of this catastrophe that is the darkness. And if it needed to be done, I feel like the smarter we are with it, the better.
I am but one hand in this.
And we are trying to kill as little hands as possible. I promise you this. If you return home to your people, stay away from Projekt and all the things that are going on. We will do our best to figure out how to bring your people aid. I know that that's an empty promise from a stranger. But I don't think you should have to carry such a burden.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Dirty 20. I'm really trying to save this guy. He's just doing it for his people. Unless he's lying.
Bum bum.
Beat him with a stick.
That's a good point. Can I just do an insight check to see
On what?
how truthful he's being?
Sure.
19.
Seems reserved, but relatively earnest.
Okay. Thank you.
He says, Quan saying as you tell him this, his shoulders kind of relax a little, his eyes close, and he says, very well. But my loyalty to Projekt still remains. Do not expect that I will betray her.
I don't ask that you betray her. I just ask that you give us enough time to figure this out. Just don't get hurt. I don't know anything about your family or lack thereof, but go home and be safe. And we'll try to figure this out.
And if I may, if you'd like to play a more active role, north of here is a place we're going to be calling a home soon. Fort Varus. I'm sure word will get out soon enough that that's where we're residing. If you want to bring aid to the folks who need it, partner with us. If you would go to the settlements that need help and bring us, I don't know, petitions, things that people need. Hopefully we can try to meet those needs that the Crown is not meeting.
There's a new crown in town.
We can fix the system without bloodshed.
That'll be our campaign slogan.
A new crown in town.
There's a new crown in town.
I shall take you up on that offer. Hopefully you don't disappoint as much as the Baron has.
That's new.
I certainly hope not. What's your name?
Make a persuasion check.
It was an 18 and a 5. So 12.
For a name, that's enough. He's been lowering his guard. It's young Keat.
Oh, I'm gonna have to use that one in a sentence. Quanting says out loud.
It's YAN''KIT. Young Keat.
He's a young Keat.
And Keat, I am Dane.
My name's Quan Singh.
Go ahead.
The one back there with the mustache. Do you want me to cover it for you?
Go for it.
Okay. The one back there with the mustache is Rondon.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Eric.
Oh.
But I don't have a mustache. What did you?
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
now-
Eric.
Now it's a goatee.
Yeah, you're just covered in, like,
The more you
residue.
touch it.
Is it Mulan? Poise and dignity.
Yeah.
How's Persea feeling about the way this is going?
Her expression is darting to all of you, but she seems to be kind of towards the back, still with her bow in her hand. She's a little more cautious than all of you, and she's been waiting for this to go south for a while, as far as her body language says.
I'm going to turn my back to Yankit and cast message to whisper to Persea, and she can whisper back. Do you think we can trust him if we let him go?
I don't know. This seems a little too easy, but your diplomacy has worked out in the past, so I don't want to doubt you.
I'll just turn back to the rest of the group and just kind of...
What do you think? Should we unchain him? Give him some pancakes?
All right, there, young Keith. Let's get you unchained.
Young Keith. It's a rapper?
Little Kenneth, let's get you out.
Little Kenneth.
Daddy Yankee.
That was a slow bird, but it,
It was good.
I guess as we unchain him, I'll reach a hand out to help him up.
He takes it.
And I'll pull him in close. So we're very close, face to face.
And give him a big old smooch on the cheek.
big old smooch on the cheek.
I hate spiders. You know what frogs do to spiders, right?
And Day just licks him. Just
So I'm optimistic that we can come to an agreement, that we can work well together and bring the aid that you so want. But you have my solemn vow that if you bear arms against us, if you send others to do the same, there will be nowhere you can hide from us. This will be your only
Jesus.
warning.
Now kiss him.
As I said, I am but one hand in this.
I understand there may be others from Kretchik after us, but if you give us away, or if you come after us, death will not save you that time either.
Make an intimidation check.
And I stab him in the eye.
Does that give me advantage?
A stab.
Oh, whew. 18.
Okay. He doesn't say anything, but he just nods.
I clap him on the shoulder. How many
We took-
pancakes do we have left? Oh, go on.
Go ahead. Oh, we took his stuff, correct?
Yeah.
Did he have a like a How does the seeing sand work, Brandon? So if it was like in the in somebody's pouch, would I just see the inside of the pouch?
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
I realize I never added it for you.
You're good. You're good.
Meta terms, we also happen to have a very shiny rock that we can look at and see where people are. But yeah, with that warning delivered, Dane's expression lightens. Did we have any more pancakes?
I think we got like, let me see, 2 left.
Nope,
I guess.
we ran out. You hear? Pickles.
Well, I think I might still have some batter left in the kitchen. Pickles, you just have that. You just have those 2. You had a lot. I don't think you need any more after those 2.
I put my hand on Rondon's shoulder and I go, I mean, he is a growing boy.
I'm pretty sure mules have like 6 stomachs.
Whose side are y'all on? I'm trying to feed a man here, and you're trying to make me feed a gritty ass.
You step inside the kitchen, Rondon, and there is broken glass and pickle juice everywhere.
Damn it, Pickles! I swear, you step one more hoof in my kitchen, we're gonna have some donkey meat burritos here soon.
I had to get the jars open somehow.
You could have asked. I swear, you know what, Pickles, you come back down here, you clean up the mess that you made.
You'll have to catch me. And he runs away.
I throw my axe at him.
Oh, shit.
Just kidding.
Deflect
I
missiles.
throw the Iclas Macabre. Sorry, no, wait. I'm going to use the Paralyzing Ray.
Oh, shit.
I'm just like, I swear. And I'm just like sweeping up this pit, the glass. Just like that. I swear we'll make some fucking burritos out of this little donkey.
Oh, shit.
Step one more hoof in my kitchen. Oh, boy. It'll be a minute before we get. I get you those pancakes. They're little kin.
Little kin.
I can't even remember his name now because it's just gone everywhere.
Young Keat.
Young Keat.
This is my.
I love that name so much.
This is my specialty. Just giving people names that are vaguely their name or reminders of it.
Let me tell you about the Ballad of Lightning Boy, okay? And I begin to tell him the Ballad of Lightning Boy, just explaining to him, Lightning Boy was a great warrior, and you have a good chance. Second chances are good for people. Go home to your people. You know, just kind of that whole spiel.
Stop believing in the monarchies that the world sets up for you.
Yeah.
All right. And as Rondon, you take to cleaning and eventually cooking again pancakes. And you share a meal with young Keat. Eventually the meal is consumed, and there's still like 4 hours left of darkness for you all.
So I'm gonna play rock paper scissors with little Kenny G, or maybe some smooth jazz because it's little Kenny G.
Who?
You know,
Kenny G.
young. Wait, dude, is this the Kenny G that you're saying who to, or young Keat?
I know who Kenny G is.
Okay. Yes, but no. I'm content just like cleaning up my kitchen and anticipating the moon to return to us, to start moving.
Okay, so you're waiting out the night then. The
Yeah.
night.
Mm-hmm. Just cleaning.
If you would like to travel, you're not held here. You are free to leave whenever. If you'd like to wait for the moon, you can stay here and we'll part at moonrise.
Very well, thank you. I shall wait here with you.
And I guess for my part, I just want to kind of sit for 4 more hours with him and just in conversation, see if I can get a feel for if I can actually trust him.
Sure. So for this, yeah, I'll just say go ahead and make a. Just go ahead and make an insight check for me.
Okay.
While he's doing that, for my part, Brandon, I would like to just kind of tell him about Nuvea and explain to him that, like, living under the monarch might be terrible, but there are other options. And although travel is tough, that might be something they look to in the future. Nuvea is pretty accepting of most people. Seems like, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll just give him that spiel.
What'd you get, Tyler?
26.
Just from conversation, You gather that he tells you a little bit about what settlements he's actually talking about. That there are places actually underneath Onor, even though Onor itself is underground. The city of Onor, actually from Comfort's Burrow, travels even further underground to like outlying settlements like underneath. It's much more expansive than what you know it to be, just from what you've experienced.
Okay.
And there are places on the outskirts of the settlements where the barony doesn't really like pay attention to, and a lot of them are, you know, high in crime and really run down, and they get really no relief from the crown. While Onor itself is protected from most threats, there are occasional like monstrosities or other kinds of burrowing creatures that come and harrow the people, and
Sure.
like further away from the central place of like from the central like the halls of the Underheart, there really isn't that much support.
Okay.
And so you gather that as far as being able to trust him, that it's a little hard to tell, but you can at least tell that what he talks about and how he feels is very earnest.
Okay.
All right, and after a couple of hours of rest, relaxation, some talking, eventually the moon rises once again. And as you can kind of see it peeking over the horizon, the moonlight kind of graces the land and lifts the veil. And as such, young Keith begins to prepare for his journey to leave.
I will pull a good berry off of the Apexis flora and hand it to him. I believe those are good for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him 2, just to.
I'm gonna brew up some tea too. I'll let you know which one in a second. I'm gonna read through them. Just
Sure.
And I'm gonna be like, all right, youngster Ken, whatever you do, don't cause a whole lot of trouble for us on the, you know, out there.
Or we'll fucking kill you.
Those pancakes were lined with C4 that I only have it detonated to.
Run, Donnie, he shared those with me.
Dan, I need you to vomit real quick.
For no reason, nothing suspicious.
Yeah, not associated to this at all. Just just go evacuate yourself.
I brewed up some tortoise flower tea
Okay.
to kind of calm his spirit before he takes off.
As he's getting his tea, I'll say, listen, we're not sending you off with your weapons or equipment because we're not idiots, but I understand there are threats out there, so when you find yourself in a place you may need to re-equip, here's a little money that you can do that with. And I'm going to give him 100 of the fake quill that we took. And then turn and go upstairs.
And he goes, oh, wink.
Jesus.
Okay. All right.
Jesus. He's
That's
gonna
so
hate
good.
us.
I genuinely hope that next time we meet is in friendship, despite our rocky start here.
Perhaps we meet under different circumstances. But only time will tell. Whatever side of this you're on, I do hope that you stand for the betterment of Primaris.
As you said, only time will tell.
Don't forget about Nevea. It's always an option. I really like it. Miss it. Hope to see it again someday soon. For now, Primaris needs our help, so we best send you off.
Then farewell. He turns around, and you can see him disappear behind the cart, kind of walking along the path backward.
I take out my magnifying glass, and I watch him for a while.
That's not how magnifying glasses work.
And I take out my crossbow. Just keep my sights on.
For target practice.
When he's about 60 feet away, I cast Fireball.
Okay, you don't have fireball.
You don't know me.
Yes, I do.
Hopefully he doesn't die.
And so as he disappears into the forest, you were left with a very close distance to Fort Varus. And that is where we'll pick up next time.
Every time-
Episode.
Every time I see the name Band of Darkness for my band, I just I think of like a bunch of like do you remember Satan from Tenacious D?
Yeah.
It's like him and his group. And they're just jamming the Band of Darkness. It's stupid, sorry.
I like it.
How dare you say something stupid on this stream or
In front of everybody too.
How
Yeah.
dare you?
My mother was watching this, you idiot.
Wow,
I'm
we've
just-
got
But
nothing. Nothing.
Anyways.
Anyways.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Those of you who are still here, those of you who stopped by, and those of you who watch our stuff after the fact. We appreciate it very much. Tonight's episode was sponsored by
Picnics.
Picnics.
Eat them outside. Eat them wherever. Please don't die, I guess.
do it before the winter
guess.
comes.
As well, if you liked our rotating portrait artwork, I think it's in this corner or this corner, one of the two. That was by Donnie Durdunkleton. You can find him on Twitter at Donnie Durdunk, as well as Instagram, and also other portrait work by Stephanie Brown with Offbeat World and Miley Taniguchi at Tanny Maichi on Instagram. Excuse me. So give him a like, give him a follow, do whatever. And if you want D&D D&D artwork commissioned by them, support them. They're great.
Sorry, I think you have more to your spiel before I chime in.
Nah, that's it. Other than we love you.
All right. I just wanted to chime in quick that for those of you who are interested, maybe we should have said this at the beginning. Carla and Baby are home. Everyone's good. Everyone's healthy.
There's 10 fingers and 10 toes and a lot of hair.
Yeah. That was my last update.
Oh. Never mind. I got to talk to you guys about it.
Okay.
Okay.
We shall return tomorrow to pick up where we last left off on this adventure.
Yee!
And see what happens as the group reaches Fort Varys.
Will they die? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
And yeah, I see you guys graffiti the map a little more. You fucking
What?
shitheads.
That's what I noticed earlier that I was.
I want you to know that
Sheesh,
it is so hard to match color on this map.
I think you've gotten pretty
She
good
thick?
Yeah.
She
No,
dummy
she dummy thick. Yeah.
Hell, guys.
I saw that one. That was beautiful. Just the
I feel bad. I feel bad about it, but I was working on that while I was role playing.
the commitment.
So
All
like, I would be like talking to you and then look back like, oh god, I gotta get this done.
Thank you so much for joining us. Farewell and have a pleasant